name is called our group name is called Cleanomic, and group members are me, Evelyn, Veronica, Evelyn, and A. Janer. Our UN global goal is clean water and sanitation. What we learned about our UN global goal is that people in different places around the world don't have access to clean drinking water and are forced to drink dirty water from streams and rivers. This is important because if these people don't have access to clean water, they will most likely catch a disease or get sick, which will affect their health.
So 3 problems we noticed that were connected to our UN global goal was that some people didn't have no access to clean water, and this led to poor sanitation and hygiene practices. People are dying and getting sick from contaminated water.
The problem we will but it also causes, which comes with bad hygiene. Your internal health is as important as your external health. And as you may know, there are many places with unsanitary water, and we would like to solve this problem using a bottle filter.
In the beginning, we came up with many different solutions on how to solve clean water and sanitation. These were just a few. We were a little indecisive on what we wanted to do until we really started thinking on what problem we really wanted to focus on the most, which was providing clean water to people globally.
There are many people around the world that do not have drinkable water. This can cause dehydration, which leads to many health problems. In addition to this, others do not have clean water to bathe in, causing bad hygiene, resulting with many more health problems.
So our prototype that we created was creating a water filter with materials that anybody can easily access.
With our prototype, we plan to lessen the amount of people who are getting sick from drinking contaminated water and to be able to provide it to them easily.
So our prototype was made by just simple 2 water bottles, activated charcoal, sand, a cotton, and a bottle cap.
How exactly will we make our prototype? We will make a prototype by using 2 empty water bottles, sand, and a bottle cap. Since there's unsanitary water all over the world, we would want to start off with simple materials that are cost efficient, such as water bottles, a cap, and sand. Why did we choose to solve the problem with this prototype? The reason why we chose this prototype to solve the problem is to display how to filter out water using simple materials, which would help clean water efficiently. The reason why we chose this prototype to solve Global Goal 6, clean water and sanitation, is to quickly clean water using materials in reach.
What materials, money, and experts we will need to solve this problem. In order to build this prototype, we will need water bottles, activated charcoal, paper clips, coffee filters, and tap water or dirty water. We will need help from the community and water companies. We will be needing at least $400 to $10,000 for everyone to have access to a water filter.
Ways we could get materials, money, and experts to help us. Walmart could possibly be a factor because they tend to have everything there. And if we can get them to donate the materials we need, it would be a lot less costly. And Gilead is known for donating money to organizations or young kids who are trying to make a difference. And the Environmental Health Coalition, it's kind of self-explanatory.
We learned that it took many tries to get the right clean water that we wanted, and we also learned that after going through the process of the water filter, we would have to boil the water for safety precautions.
If we had more time and resources, what will we do different? We would have done different is made a bigger water filter for families and people who really need water and have absolutely no access to clean water. All they will need to do is pour in dirty water in this product and clean water would come out for them to use and drink. Yeah, we're done.
All right. Good job, everyone. Does anyone have any questions? You all can raise your hands, or you can put questions in the chat. No questions. Okay. Well, very good. You all did a very good presentation. All right. So we're going to go to the next group, which they're presenting on sexual health education, and it's Laura and Yahara. So Laura and Yahara, you're up next.
So we're going to be presenting about sexual health education at our school, which is E3. So what is sex education? Sex education is the high level of teaching and learning about topics related to sex, sexuality, the LGBTQ plus community, gender identity, exploring values and beliefs, and gaining the skills that are needed to navigate relationships and one's own sexual health.
Many young people receive confusing and conflicting information about relationships, sex, when going through childhood to adulthood. Lack of high-quality education, relationship education, and development-appropriate sexual education can lead to young people vulnerable to harmful sexual behaviors and sexual exploitation. Learning can contribute to academic success as well as positive mental, emotion, physical, and spiritual health.
So where is sex education mandatory in the US? So in total, there are 8 states where sex education is mandatory and are sexually accurate. Not all states require sexual education like Arizona, Texas, and Oklahoma. While some are mandatory, there are some states where it is not medically accurate and are still being taught in classes.
Decline in birth control education. From 2006 to 2007, more students were taught about method of birth control, while from 2011 to 2013, more weren't taught about birth control and were taught about abstinence instead.
So in this chart we've gathered from our research, we can see some teenage births from 2017 compared to 2018 from ages 15 and 19 in females. Although there were many more births in 2017, we can see that more Hispanic girls are prone to using, less prone to using birth control.
This is a student response. We sent out a survey, and this is what the students replied to.
We asked questions about if they knew resources in their community, if they were taught sex education, what grades they were taught in, if they were aware of common STDs and risks that involve unprotected intercourse, and if they had a trusted adult. Many did have sex education, but there were about 13% of the 54 responses that didn't know what sex education was and had never taken the class.
AB 329 is a bill created to teach K-12 students in California about STDs, healthy attitudes towards sexual orientation, gender, and relationships. It also promotes sexuality as a normal human development. It also helps educators with the clear tool and guidance they need to teach this topic. Parents can choose to opt their children out of sex ed, but they can opt them from discussing gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation. The law also prohibits abstinent-only education and religious.
So our goal as a RDT group is to have a sex education class in our school for lowerclassmen and upperclassmen. In the past, we haven't had a sex education class. Instead, we had Edpuzzle videos and we were quizzed on them. This class would fall under the AB 329 bill, and parents can opt to let their students from taking the class.
Planned Parenthood is the single largest sex education provider in the U.S., reaching 1.5 million people. They have programs like Proven to Work, pregnancy, and HIV prevention programs, peer education programs, programs for the LGBTQ youth, parent and family programs, and training professionals.
As we did our research, we started focusing on some of the drawbacks that we might have for our class, and many of them were related to parents who might think their children are too young to talk about these topics, that they are obscene or inappropriate due to the fact that the bill encourages to openly talk about the LGBTQ plus community and masturbation to be taught in class.
What Goes Around is a mini-series by Kaiser Permanente talking about teens' dealings with issues on sexuality, transmitted diseases, friendship, and honesty. When you scan the QR code, you will find the webisodes, links to other websites you might be interested in, facts about STDs, birth control, vaccines like HPV, information about clinics around your area.
We also found videos by Planned Parenthood. They talk about consent, the LGBTQ plus community, resources for parents, relationships, sex, STDs, and safer sex, as well as quizzes for younger teens on party scenarios on what they would do, future plans, and birth control, and what's more effective for the person taking it.
Rue is a chat box that is confidential and you can message for free. You can ask any awkward question you don't want to ask your parents or a trusted adult.
Where we want any questions if you guys have any.
What is Rue again? Is that a real thing?
Ask Rue is a chat bot, so you would go on there and it's private. No one knows who it is. You can ask any questions, and they would respond with medically accurate responses that are doctor approved.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, thank you all. Very good. Very, very, very good presentation. We'll go, well, first, okay, so for Cleanomic, I sent out a feedback form. I sent that through the chat, so go ahead and take time to fill that out. And I'm also sending one for the sexual education presentation that we just had. I'll put that in the chat right now. So I'll give everyone a couple of minutes to fill those out. All right, so we're gonna move forward with the next presentation. Next up, we have Maria, Kevin, Victor, and Kayla, and they're presenting on the mood tracker. I'm sorry, I know I just said your names, but you can go ahead and introduce yourselves, and one of you can share your screen, and you can go ahead and present.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Victor.
And I'm Maria.
Our project is named Happier You.
Not being able to speak doesn't mean you don't have anything to say.
So the problem we identified was that kids and adults that are diagnosed with autism tend to struggle to communicate their feelings and also overwhelm themselves in their emotions. This topic really hits close to me because I have a family member that is diagnosed with autism, and I started to notice this behavioral problems when they attended public school. They weren't really focusing on their needs, and they began to struggle to fit into that environment.
My bad, we did. We would try and help them explain how they felt, but whenever asked how the day was, they would always respond with the same one-word weak answer, but they never make the effort to express how they feel. They start to develop anxious and tense habits that result in self-harm. Ask them how they feel makes them feel uncomfortable. We basically want to help that stop, and yeah, that's it.
Now they attend a specialized school for people under the spectrum where they could receive the attention that is much needed. I can tell they are much more comfortable in the environment and can express themselves much better than before. I'm also grateful that they were able to attend because they are doing a lot better than they were in public school setting. I can tell they're much happier, they express themselves more and in a healthier way.
We are aware that not everyone under the spectrum can be sent to schools that prioritize their needs. Therefore, we're hoping that our app will bring a bit of assistance to those parents and guardians for people that are under the spectrum.
So some competitor apps, such as like Proloquo to Go, have the same general like idea as ours of a symbol like based communication device or app. So the difference between ours and theirs is that theirs is they give a fee out to those who want to use the app of $100, and we plan out to just make it free for everybody. And here's our project, like our app.
This is like the welcome page that you would open up, and then there's our slogan too.
So basically, the app will start off by asking the user if they are a parent or a student, just so we can see what we're dealing with right now. So the user would be prompted with like questions on where they went that day, and then next they would be prompted with how they felt. This would it's in like interactive button which will prompt a question.
The app can how they feel.
And that's our project. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Very good, very good. I'm very impressed with the app that you guys created. Are there any other questions or comments from the rest of you, from the group? No? All right. Okay, I'm going to send out a survey for the mood tracker. Cool. I'll give everyone a few minutes to fill that out. All right, so now we'll go let's see. We'll go into our last presentation. Let's see. Yes, I am, Heavenly, to your question. At our last presentation, we have portable amphitheater. And we have Johan, Elias, and Maria Renee in that group. So you all can introduce yourselves and go ahead and present.
All right, so like who's screen sharing this time?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just. Okay. All right. Johan, Renee, could you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is our portable amphitheater by Johan, Renee, and myself, Elias Gardner. This is the team, and Johan, Elias, myself, and Renee. The problem, so our problem is how could we provide a more affordable way to access music therapy for low-income youth? First of all, I want to get into what is music therapy exactly. Music therapy involves music and can be in the form of a group session or a one-on-one session. The whole point of music therapy is to kind of help relieve some sort of trauma. It can also be helped with mental disabilities, and it's also just relieve some stress and kind of how should I say, just let off stress. However, music therapy can be quite expensive, as it usually costs around $140 per individual, and the treatment hourly rates go from $70 an hour. Our solution, since amphitheaters are usually in one location and one location only, it's kind of hard for people to access it if you live far away from the amphitheater stage. So our solution is that we created a portable amphitheater, which is an amphitheater has same effects as a regular stage would, but it is portable. We can move it around, we can put it in different locations. And this is what it looks like on the right. We have a sketch and we have all of the measurements and design involved.
So our go-to market plan is marketed towards community centers, and so one of the community centers that's willing to work together with us is the Sherman Heights Community Center, and since I have an internship there, they said that I asked around there, and they said that if we're needing a financial support, we could put in the admissions fee, but no greater than $5. And our business model is by marketing it towards community centers, we can get a lot of support from them. Thus, by marketing it as a more affordable alternative to more expensive amphitheaters, we get a lot of support from not only community centers, but hopefully music therapy companies such as MusicWorks, which is one company that helped us along the way doing this project. And the market size, although portable amphitheaters don't have a recognizable market, there's a certain price range when it comes to purchasing one. Two leading companies that marketed towards amphitheaters are polydomes and Pacific domes, and those ranges go from small to an industrial size. However, you can see that the prices can range from $100,000 to $300,000.
So the pricing, to have an accurate price range, we need to find our product cost. So that's including the materials, the machinery and equipment, shipping and delivery, and a rough estimate of what it will cost to produce one, which is around 750 USD. And with the research that we used for to figure out the pricing, we figured out the price of recycled plastic per pound is negative 38 cents USD.
Oh, sorry. That was 38 cents.
Oh, so, yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I read that wrong. Oh, and the competition. So these are some of the ones that I was able to find online that have already been built. So to kind of show the competition. So a lot of party rentals will have these type of portable amphitheaters, and they all look about the same, even though some look a bit sturdier than the others. But at the same time, they're all pretty hard to move. As you can see, some of them have the tubes in a way that you can't bend them, or the other ones just look really weak, like the first one that's pretty much only standing through some of the tubes, and then the string, which doesn't look very durable, and then the third one, which also looks like it can't really fold. So we want to make the portability of ours a little bit easier, because we wanted to make it in a way that it's still strong and sturdy, so that there's no risk of it, falling or hurting anybody, and nobody gets injured, but still a way that you can fold it and cause it to be easier to move around, since we want to be able to move it around in different places to make it more portable and accessible to people who can't go to the amphitheater, so we can bring the amphitheater to them. The underlying magic is that we want to achieve an affordable way to provide a service that isn't easily available. So what separates our portable amphitheater from the rest is that we are focused on making our product affordable to help communities that could benefit from music therapy rather than to make a profit. This is because a lot of portable amphitheaters, or just amphitheaters in general, are really expensive to use in terms of music therapy. Especially music therapy is really, really expensive, and a lot of people are able to use music therapy to get better in a lot of mental ways, and sometimes it could even help people gain more strength mentally, which will help them physically. And it's a service that, although it's really helpful and it's really good and necessary, it's really expensive, and it's something that not everybody has access to. So we want to make it in a way so that we can use our product and put it in places where people can just go and enjoy it, not for profit, but for the experience, and so that they're able to benefit. Any questions?
Very good, everyone. I have a question. So where did you, and you may have gone over this, but where did you guys imagine using this?
A community center, and there's the one that I got in contact with is when we had my internship at, it's in Sherman Heights, and they basically got big what's it called, auditorium area. So it's about the size where we eat lunch.
Okay.
And the idea would be we have it foldable enough where it's it's still sturdy enough to fold up, and we could also put it. It's I don't know, 2 to 3 people can carry it around from place to place.
Also, parks, there's in the neighborhood that I live in, especially, there's a lot of events at the park. I live in Logan Heights, so it's a low-income community, and a lot of things are brought to the park, Chicano Park, and a lot of people go there and enjoy music, or there's performances and stuff. So it'd be really nice if we could set it up in low-income areas like that, so that people could just simply go and enjoy being able to just have access to music therapy, even if it's just for a day.
Right. Cool. Very good presentation. You all are our last presentation, so I'll put up our feedback form now in the chat, and you can fill that out while you guys are filling that out. First, do we have any more questions or comments? Okay. While you all are filling out the feedback form, I'm not sure how many guests we do have, but I want to thank our guests for coming. And I want to thank all of our scholars for presenting. I know that this is not, the traditional way of us doing things, but through all of this, you guys have come through with your presentations, and all of your presentations were very good. So I appreciate that, and thank you all for putting in the effort. I don't think you need this open to complete the form, so make sure you guys click the link right now. It's in the chat, and you can submit the form. Other than that, you guys can have a great weekend. Take care of you, take care of each other, and take care of E3. If there are any questions, you can ask me. But if not, have a good weekend.
Wait, so we could just leave now?
You can just leave now. It's a wrap,
All right.
man.
Wait, we don't have school on Monday and Tuesday, right?
Oh, no, you guys don't have school on Monday and Tuesday. Correct.
Bye-bye.
Cool.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, you all. Good job, everyone.
Bye.
Good job, good job, good job. Bye, everyone.